Love Island Season 2 starts in 3 days, so for this episode of Growing Pains, we thought it would be fitting to sit down with Nicola from Season 1 and chat about her experience. So Nicola, last year, around 100,000 people were watching you every single day on Love Island. Shahada, it was.
100,000?
It was around that number, I'm pretty sure. And you had no idea what was being aired,
I'm joking,
of course. You had no idea what was being aired.
No
what
clue.
What did you think people's opinions of you were while you were still inside the villa and you had no idea?
I thought, wow. So initially, I didn't think a lot of people were going to watch the show.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really wasn't worried about anything. And that's in fact why I even went on the show, because I thought, you know what, it's barely gonna be any people watching, might as well. I like making friends. Everyone's happy.
There are going to be so many people.
And on the last day, when they told us 100,000 something people were watching, I just kept on thinking, 100,000, what?
So on the last day?
On the very last day, we found out that more than 100,000 people were watching us, and I just kept on thinking back, 100,000 people saw me sleeping, saw me snoring. Did I snore? Did I do anything embarrassing? And it was crazy.
So for the full 6 weeks, you had no idea how popular the show was?
For the full 6 weeks, I had no idea how popular the show was until we were leaving the last day, and I was genuinely just in the cab, rolling down the window, and people are just looking, videoing me, recording, and I'm just putting up the window slowly okay, it's getting weird now. I didn't know until I got home. I didn't even have my phone or anything, nothing. I got home, switched it on, bunch of people following, messaging, wow this, wow that. It was very big. It was quite big.
It was huge.
It was very big.
So when you got out, obviously, I'm sure you Googled Nicola Love Island.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Because my fear is looking very inverted on camera. So I thought it is better if I don't look at myself.
So you didn't watch the episode?
No, of course not.
Of
course not.
Oh wait, it's a cinematic masterpiece.
No, I do not want to see what I have done in there.
I've
seen some comments. I know. I've seen some comments. No, I didn't even want to know. Nothing. When Dale wanted to put it on here and there, I would just go, no.
Did he watch it?
No, not even.
I don't know why. I just assumed that you would.
No, I don't know if a lot of people watch it. I think that Chelsea watched it for sure, because she had posted some of the episodes, which were quite funny as well. So I'm not sure if a lot of people watched it though, from who went in there. Yeah.
But did you see at least the snippets?
I saw.
Did you go to the Love Island Instagram page?
Yes. One time I was very curious and I was trying to sleep. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go through it. And I went through it and I just saw one of these clips of me feeding this cat. And this cat scratched me and I was like, oh, you're a wild one. To the cat. It was...
I don't remember this.
This one, I will never forget it. The one of the cat. It was really funny.
How funny.
There were loads of them. I don't know if they got the clip of me when... Kyle shoved my face in Nate's birthday cake.
I think so. I think so.
And I had cake up my nose and I went
I don't remember.
Cake coming out.
You remember this?
I think so. I think so. It's not... I think someone definitely got cake on their face.
Oh, there were some really good memories where when Dale was asleep and he was sucking my thumb.
Yes, I think that
there were some really good ones. When I look back at it, because I don't know if I'm allowed to mention dates or anything, but today, a year ago, was the first time I went into Love Island, and it was the first time I met Dale, and we decided to do our anniversary on the 11th because we had no idea what the dates were. We had no phone, no calendar, no time, nothing.
Can I ask
at
you,
all.
what time? Because when there's elimination night, so on and so forth, they go on for a hell of a long time.
They do. The first
what time
one
do you
went...
sleep and wake up?
Okay. I think they always count 8 hours or 7 hours. So how it would be is that we would like have that episode, like that night and stuff, and then they would come on the microphone. They literally barely ever speak to us. They come and tell us, okay, get ready for the evening, okay, 5 minutes to lunch, okay,
So they
get
would just
ready
speak
for
like
bed.
on a speaker. You
Yes,
wouldn't actually
no, we
see...
wouldn't see them, no, unless
Okay.
we're actually filming, for example, a recoupling or elimination, or when Yasmin has to come and they would tell us, okay, you have to move a bit like to the side, and they would just come out and tell us to move. But other than that, we barely would see them. It's just us,
interesting.
10 or 12 in there. I think maximum you can be in there is like 12, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 12. Because there were 6 beds, so 12.
How interesting.
Yeah, so
I
we
guess
would
it's
have a
better
time.
like that though, because
Milla
like if you're
Luċċajta.
seeing the production team the entire time, it can
Yes,
remind
yes.
you like, okay,
Of
we're being
the-
recorded the entire
of the
time.
outside.
You forget that
We forget that we're
Actually,
being
I
recorded.
remember you, like, even on the episodes
Yeah.
themselves telling Dale that, like,
Yeah,
literally it
it's
feels like you're not even
completely
on camera.
forgotten about it. Like after a few days, you forget that you're even being recorded. It's quite interesting, because when I went in there, I said, you know what, it's gonna be fine. You won't even see the cameras, but you do. You do actually see
Yeah.
them every day. You see them.
Do you find it hard to be authentic, but like when you want to say something to Dale, for example, and there's a camera on your face, how does that
You're very like,
mess up
almost
your
have to hold back.
articulation?
Okay, to be genuine, you mean? Honestly, I didn't find it difficult.
I feel like you are one of the most genuine.
I didn't find it difficult at all. I like being honest with people, and I really love being myself. I'm a very, very outgoing
it
person
showed,
as
Star,
well.
it showed. You were
Yeah,
very-
I'm a very outgoing person. So when I had to speak to Dale, I don't really have a problem with opening up about my life, because it's like my life. It's stuff that happened, and if I like you and I trusted you, I trusted him a lot actually. Like, it was very intense being in there. You have to be very careful who you trust.
Yes.
Very, very, very careful. It's something that's I really want to emphasize on. Be careful who you make friends with, because you never know. I don't want to mention too many examples, but there was only one example where I said to myself, okay, like, honestly,
show
you
were-
could never know, because towards the end of it, there was this compatibility thing.
Yeah.
And when we first went into the villa, I remember when Chelsea came in and Gabby together, we really got along well last year. I really enjoyed their company throughout the entire time. And it was a nice thing that us 4 girls, well, Sabrina left, so it was just us 4 girls. We got really, really close, because we were always together, always. From the very beginning to
Yeah,
the very
so
end, we were
much,
always together. And what was very upsetting to me was when Chelsea had chosen us to get eliminated, because we weren't compatible, and they voted for Cruyff and Mimi. And the reason she gave me was because Marie was her friend. And she didn't want to vote for Kyle and
I
Marie.
remember.
And she didn't want to vote for Gabby, because they've been together and you can see how much they love each other.
At that point is when it gets messy and very
which is
tense,
completely
so-
fine, her opinion. But I kept on saying to myself, wait, but isn't Alan Dale's friend too? You're gonna choose us because Marie's your friend, and you've seen Gabby and Sven love each other so much, and have you not seen? I don't know. It was very strange.
I
that
guess
day.
that's where the tactics start coming in. No,
Yeah.
it's like in
That's where it starts. That's where I realized how people's characters really come out after 6 weeks.
After
to
a
win
few
the
weeks,
competition,
so-
like to win the competition.
Also to win, or maybe because they feel intimidated. If we had gotten one more vote, we'd have been out. We wouldn't have made it to the end.
Istra.
But in fact, I
crazy.
think, I'm not sure
And now
who
you're
it
one of the only
was.
couples that's still together.
Yeah,
Literally.
exactly. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Marie and Kyle who voted for Cruyff and Mimi as well, and so did me and Dale. Because the thing is, you say to yourself, okay, for sure, I knew for myself that I wasn't going to vote for Chelsea, nor Gabby, nor Marie. Because I've seen these people. I've grown in here with these people. I've seen how their relationships have developed, and you could see sometimes when some of them would get upset because the other person does something. Obviously, there are feelings there, and and I didn't think that Kureif and Mimi would be very compatible because of that language barrier. They've only been in here
And they were
a
both
few
the bombshells,
days.
so as well. So they didn't really have any other
Bombshells, like, they had
choice.
no other option as well, and their age gap. In fact, when we came out of the villa and I found out that Chelsea and Alan had broke up like a week after
Were you
leaving.
expecting that at all? Because you knew
Yes.
them. You were expecting it. You knew
I was,
it deep
because
down.
I'm going to be very honest, in there I didn't see that much of that spark that I saw with Sven and
Yes,
Gabby.
yeah.
I always
saw it.
wondered.
I saw it with Sven and Gabby. We slept near them the whole 6 weeks. We used to stay up at night, like laughing and giggling,
fun.
throwing pillows at each other. We were very close, us four. I expected it in a way that when I don't know how I want to explain this. It's like I never really saw that love connection between them. Like I never saw them kissing or cuddling that much as
yes,
how like we
yes.
used to do.
Chelsea used to say in the beginning, like the first time they had kind of ended things, it's like I don't feel like he's holding me, loving me.
Yeah,
like
that's
he's proud to
also
be with
really
me.
really sad as well. Like I feel that for her, because obviously you want like the
you want to
person
feel
you're with.
loved.
Exactly, you want to feel loved, and you should feel loved. You deserve to be loved, like everyone does. And I don't know, it was very upsetting to hear obviously that they had broken up, because I thought that they would kind of make it far, but in the sense that I really didn't think that they would as well. I don't know what it was. It was very
Ma,
confusing.
like fucking shame Adamu flimkien.
Yeah.
Like they
No,
got
no,
out
no.
of the villa
Ara,
and
they didn't
broke
even
up.
get to use the prize.
It was. We came out on the 26th. And
Kemm tiftakar?
on the 1st of July, we had the party of Ziggy. And that
was
day,
there.
they were already, I think, finished. So
Because
less than a week
Yes.
later.
they
Less
were
than
all
a
the
week,
couples were
ta.
together
Less
on the
than a
stage
week.
dancing.
Yeah, and they...
Alan was on one side,
Yeah,
Chelsea was on the
yeah.
other, and I'm like,
Yes,
Shino
yes.
J, like I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
Love
yeah,
Island
for
was
sure.
over. Like.
Yeah.
And you keep mentioning how close you guys were.
We were very close.
Are you still close?
No, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know. I think some of them are very still close. I know that Maria and Chelsea are very close still,
yeah.
which is nice. And
The girls.
the gals. Yes, it's true.
Iconic.
And I'm not sure who else. Maybe Andre and Chelsea are close. Alan is
Because
very
I could tell
close
even last
still with
time I saw you guys
Sulaima.
all together, so like I could notice the click.
Yeah, yeah.
So date night.
I don't really like, for example, when there was the Love Island season 2 opening. One of the reasons I didn't go because I had a lecture. But another one, I don't really know if I wanted to be a part of it anymore, because it's like when you come out of there, you can really start to tell who was being real and who wasn't. You know, like you can really start to tell who kept things from another person. The other person had to find out when you come out of there.
Who was actually being
Who was
authentic,
being
who was doing it
real,
just
who
for
was
the
being
camera.
genuine, who was doing it for exposure. You can really start to tell who was being real and who wasn't. My story, basically how I went on Love Island, was that me and my friend, like a week or a week and a half before it kind of started.
very last minute.
Very, very last minute. We
Yeah.
were joking about it because we saw a post, Love Island Malta. I said, no way, it's actually happening. Like, that's crazy. And we were just joking about, and she just nominated me. And that
how
day I was
good.
going to the gym, and I posted it on my close friends and whatever. And you know, when you go to gym, you can put on that fitness thing, and it's like, do not
Yes,
disturb, because you're like doing
yes.
gym or whatever. I posted it on my close friends, and then when I left gym, I saw like everyone replying to me. I said, I nominated you, nominated. So there were like 20 people on my close friends nominating me to go on the show. And I was like laughing about it, like, ha ha ha. Like really funny, like as if it's going to happen, you know. The next morning, I actually received a call. Yes, from a very lovely lady, Mary Grace. She was very, very lovely. Always
Shout out Gracie.
shout out Gracie. She was always very,
sweet.
very sweet, always there for us. Like she was just like the mom of
queen,
us,
a
you know.
queen.
And I received a call from her. An hour later, I had a call with Ben Camille and stuff. And in fact, I didn't know I wanted to go. It was very quick. I didn't know I wanted to go on it. I had no idea. And for like a few days, I told him, I'll decide, I'll let you know. And then I told him, I'm not sure. And he told me, meet me for a coffee. And I was like, okay. And we met. And he was telling me his life story of how he went to uni, took a gap year, went into production and stuff like this, like social media and TV and how it changed his life. And I was like, wow, inspiring. And I was like, you know what, I'll do it. I'll do it. And the next day I went to sign the contract. I went to go pick up bikinis, got lost. And I had loads of stuff like recording about myself, taking photos.
How did you find that? Because like everyone thinks of like I should go on Love Island and like I'll be good at Love Island, but then one of the first things you have to do is make one of those videos where you go like I'm Nicola, 5'8", I'm here to fuck shit up and like get all the boys and stuff.
Were you already in the like villa when they posted the announcement?
Yes.
So you didn't see
the day we went in. You saw who was going in.
Okay.
They were posting them one by one. So the day I went in,
when they were posted, you weren't seeing it on your phone.
No. We were already there. We left very early in the morning.
Obviously, they were viral.
We were already in. We had no idea.
You had a look at those posts at all?
No, when I came out, I had a look.
But after you had a look.
After.
How was that? Because there was also a lot of hate. There are a lot of people loving you. And I feel like you're one of the most loved contestants as well.
Sweet.
But also the hate is quite brutal.
I'm going to be very honest. The only hate I got was in the very beginning, maybe in the first week where I went back to look. And it was because I spoke.
That announcement post in particular, like 6
But
hours
it's fine.
Because I remember.
Very understandable. Like obviously, like naf nitkellem bil-Malti. Imma I prefer like to speak in English, you know, because I feel like I can really express myself so much more than speaking in Maltese. Għax nibda nħawwat, and it won't be very nice to hear.
Fair enough, you're more comfortable with that way.
After that, apart from the language thing, I don't think there was a lot of hate. There was a bit after that movie night episode.
Yeah, that was. I think the most iconic.
I have to say.
Not even that one you watched.
No.
Naħseb that's the one should watch the least.
So
I have to say, with no expense to you whatsoever, that was fucking hilarious, Madonna, that episode. How did you feel? Like, obviously.
When I was seeing it, I was just. Pringles are so good. I was just
when they started counting, Nicola, I was losing my mind.
I was like, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So good.
At the end of the day, I still feel that shouldn't have been done. That night, there was a lot of emotions and stuff going on. Like I had just told Dave that I really want to be with him and that I love him. And I told Andre that I don't want to be with him, and that's like I've tried like getting like to know him a bit more, but I couldn't. There was just something about Dale that just kept me.
No, you had way more of a spark with Dale than with Andrea. Love Andrea as well.
It felt forced.
I don't know what it was about Dale. I just couldn't sleep properly without him.
He's also very fucking charming, good. Yes. Dale is very, very charming. Dale had a way with you.
Dale had words. Yeah. We had some very good times together. And I feel like after we got back together, we had the best times.
That does tend to be the case.
It was amazing. I feel like sometimes if that didn't happen, I don't know if I would be with him today. Because at the end of the day, in the beginning, he chose me, right? He chose me, and I chose him at the end. So it's like we both chose each other, and we kept on choosing each other right up until today. A year later, we are still choosing each other. I chose to move in with him in October. He was living back in Slima, actually. Close to me. I chose to live with him in October. We moved to Nashar in February. We're still living together. Awesome. We make it work every day. And we are very relaxed with each other. He wants to go with his friends, I go with mine, and he meets mine, I meet his
Exactly,
friends.
as it should
I'm
be,
with
oh.
his family a lot, and he's with mine a lot. My mom adores him. I think she loves
Oh,
him more than
sweet.
me. And
Oh, yeah,
we
that's
just
good.
really, really get along well. And you can really tell the amount of people that have told us, like, I didn't think you'd be together. No one thought.
I wanted to ask,
No one
infatti,
thought.
like, do you ever get people trying to tell you, since people knew how your relationship
Yes.
started and were seeing it, did you ever get people trying to sort of tell you what to do? Yo, jgħidu like, ma missekx tkun miegħu, yo, the opposite.
When I came out, there were many of my friends that told me, like, are you sure, like, and stuff, because, like, we've seen. And I've said, okay, you've seen, but you see less than 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
1 hour. And how many episodes are there? Maybe 46, I think.
How long did it?
As it's 6 weeks, there's an episode a week, except for one a week. So that's 6 times 6, 36.
36.
Sure.
30.
Boom!
36. 36 episodes. There were 36 episodes. So imagine living with this person for more than 36 days, a whole day, sleeping near each other every single day, getting to know
And
them,
especially
talking to
not
them.
having your phone, like you're
Of
always with
course,
each other.
no,
You have
for
to
sure.
get
You
to know each
have
other.
to. You
make
have
up
to get to know the
conversation.
person. You have to get to know the person. This is very important. You will not. If you don't get to know your person while you can, when you come out, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. When you come out, you're going to be so distracted. You're going to meet your family, your friends. You're going to have business deals. You're going to have to wake up early, make an effort, have time
Yeah,
for
how
your
hard it
relationship.
was, 'cause that you were
It
24/7
was very,
giving each
it
other
was
all
very
your time.
difficult. In fact, when I came out, there were days where I barely could sleep. In the first week, I barely slept. I couldn't sleep. The
It's been
moments
overwhelming,
where I went to Dale's house and, like, I slept near him. I slept so peacefully. It's like you get really used to the person. In fact, me and him have never spent a day apart since we came outside, except for when I went abroad with my friends twice. And when I went to London in September, he came up with me. There were only those instances where we traveled and that we were apart, but we still would talk every day. And when he came back from Canada in September, in October, we decided to move in together. So I have been living with this person since the very first day I met him. I've been
Literally.
living with
Literally.
him. I've been sleeping next to him since the very first day I met him, basically. And we're still together.
And
in
it shows
fact,
that it's like while she's speaking, man, like I can tell that you're like in love with him, man.
like
How sweet.
I have my ring, like, and I have my necklace.
Yes, I
and I
noticed.
always wear these every day. And in fact, one of the main reasons why I emphasize on be careful who you can trust in there was because I have been with Dale for a year now.
Happy anniversary.
And thank you. I've been with him for a year now. And when we were inside, remember what I spoke about of the compatibility thing?
Yeah.
When someone votes you out to get eliminated for not being compatible by the same very two people that voted us out, and they had ended less than a week, and me and Dale are still together, you really have to, you can't choose someone for the sake of choosing. You have to be really genuine about this decision.
Chelsea really didn't like Dale.
Of
It,
course.
it was
I
it
know.
like
I could
every
say.
every
I know.
episode she was giving him so much attitude.
I know. I don't.
And still to this day, is it like that?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, of course,
Okay.
no. Till this day, no. I don't think they speak that much. So, but it was very heartbreaking because she's
Yes, so-
30 years old and he was 19.
Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
was 11 years younger than her.
When you put
It's
it that
basically
way.
like you are. Basically, you're attacking a child. Isn't that like child abuse or something?
That's it.
I don't know. I feel like it's some sort of child abuse. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's like
No, I
aggressiveness.
think-
I think
you know?
she was
think-
trying to
Like,
protect you, Ta. I think it
think
was
in a
all
way-
out of
in a way,
tipo,
yes. In a
tipo,
way,
'cause she was
yes.
very much, the way I saw it, she looked like the mom of the group.
Yes.
So
And
in a
there
way,
was a
yes.
rocky, like in the, let's say, week 2, week
It's-
3, maybe at
yeah.
times it got a little bit rocky.
It's nice to be caring. It's just not nice to
the
be
boundaries.
Suffocating.
controlling or suffocating. It's nice to be caring to a certain extent. You can only do so much. You can't
Exact,
control a person.
exact.
Like no
Exact.
one can tell me, don't go with him, you will never have
Mhux
like a happy life, because look at
You
me
need to give
now.
people their freedom,
Look at me
like-
now. Can you imagine, like, I didn't take my own advice and go with my gut.
Yeah.
I said, you know what, I'm gonna go with my gut. I
So,
love this
because
boy.
sometimes it's very difficult to not
Yes.
go with your gut when everyone
So-
around you
Well,
Well, and
is
you
telling
tried, you
otherwise.
tried, like, because there was that episode, by the way, Sat Lalla, when you chose Andre.
Oh my
that
God.
was.
Yes, that
but
was
like
a
my
very-
point
of
is,
Love Island,
That was a
no.
very crazy episode. In fact, yes, what you just said now, it's the point.
It's the
You
point.
will not. There were 10 bombshells that came in and 10 bombshells that left.
Literally.
And that is because you are scared of exploring your options, because you are scared of stepping on other people's toes.
You can't.
it's
you
such
can't-
it's such a Malta thing.
Because, for
yeah.
example,
Yeah.
Timmy came in. He really wanted to get to know Chelsea, but I feel like he was just too scared. He was too scared to get to know her.
It's such a pity,
And
like,
it's
just
a
go
pity
for
because
it,
you never
man.
know. What if
At that
what
point,
if
like,
that
you're in there,
left to something? I don't know. It's
I
it's
guess,
crazy.
but there's
you
this.
cannot be scared.
The
You
groups,
can't be scared.
The groups can be quite intimidating, I guess. So if
yes.
someone
But
totally
this
new
is your
comes
reason.
in,
You're going in there confidently. You're going in there. I'm going on Love Island. I will get to know everyone, and that's what you have to do. I can't really speak this much about getting to know everyone, because in the beginning I really started to like Dale. We really got along well. There was this one time we were just in the pool, like sitting on like a floaty or something, eating like fruit and getting to know each other. It was really special. We really clicked. Like it was very
But still,
nice.
even though you clicked from the very beginning,
Yes.
you still played the game. And when you had that argument and you chose Andre, that was
Yeah.
you. So
Honestly, that was me thinking to myself, you forget at the end of the day, you know that it's a show. It's a TV show. It's a real life TV show. You are going in there to make drama. Whatever you do that causes drama, they will love to show. They are going to push it up so much more than the boring bits. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
People want to
Because
see the
it
drama.
is a reality TV show and they love drama. The Maltese people love
Eh, la,
entertaining
chaita.
and watching drama.
Really?
They will show it. They will show it. And you're gonna go in there, right? You're gonna go in there. You're going to get to know everyone. If you decide that you don't really like someone, you go for someone else, you're going to have a lot of that screen time because that's what the people want to see. That's what they want to see. At the end of the day, they want to see real relationships being formed. And that's why you're going in there, to form a real connection with someone. How are you going to go in there as a bombshell and find someone you really like without exploring your options because you're too scared? And this was the problem with Love Island season 1. We were the first 10 to go in. We were the first 10 to go in. And we were the last 8 that left.
Exact.
Because you can only be 8 couples, I think. No, you can be 4 couples,
the
but
final
8
four,
people.
final four
Exactly.
couples.
You can be the final 4. So you can be 5. You were 5 couples that went in, and the final 4 that left.
And the final 4 were there from the
We're
beginning.
there from the beginning, exactly, because I feel like there's always something that you could do. The bombshells could have done so much more. The job, the whole point of a bombshell is, number 1, to go in there and shake things up a little
man.
bit, make that drama that we're looking for, entertain us. Another reason is for them to also actually find a real connection with someone. So
and I think you, like, even
There's a
for
lot to
the
talk about.
producers, like when you're choosing a bombshell, I think you look at their profile and you say someone needs to be a bit of a hushay to be a bombshell. Someone needs to be a bit naughty to be a
feel
bombshell. Like I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Like Michaela is super sweet, for example, I feel like a bombshell just needs to have that bit more
Fiery
fire,
energy.
like
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I remember Mimi had impressed me. She's like, Andre, I'm coming for you. I'm getting off my sofa. I'm coming to Love Island, or I'll just sodda miegħek, Andre. Andre was like, nope.
Oh, yeah. It's a bit difficult. You never know who's coming in. So at the same time, you kind of want
Always
to...
on your toes,
You
Lisa
want to
Quasi.
get to know someone as quick as possible because you never know who's coming in, because someone could come in and they
And
could like
take
that
them away from
person
you.
and
But
leave
that's the
you.
point.
I just
That's the
remembered
point.
something. I just remembered something. When Cruyff came in,
What?
you were like, I had gotten with him once. No,
I don't want you to say that.
whoopsie.
No, memories, yeah, big memories. But
Yeah,
the
I forgot
the
about
fact of the
this.
matter is, when he actually came in, I was more interested in the sushi than him. I genuinely, I love that sushi. Like, it was great.
The
Great.
point is, you never know who's coming
You never
in.
know
Like
who's
someone with
coming in.
history,
You never know
someone
who's
with.
really, because she was like a very good friend of mine.
I'm going to change conversation with, but I wanted to ask you about how it must have felt being in there and having to deal sort of with your own insecurities.
Of course.
But there's so many cameras around you. Like, that's one thing that while watching, I was like, Lallu, they must have so much guts. You really need balls to go on live television,
Yes.
be in a bikini all the time. Because
Yes,
some days,
yes,
like,
yes.
some mornings, man, Anka like this in front of a camera, like fully clothed, sometimes I won't feel proper comfortable. Like, me,
Oh,
if you're like
sweet.
in a bikini enough 6
Yes,
weeks, you
I
must have
know.
been on your period at a point, like, fuck being in a
Yeah,
bikini.
that's true. That's
How
true,
was
actually.
that? Like, how did you deal with that?
Okay, let's. You forget that there are cameras.
Fair enough.
Completely.
Fair enough. That
You
helps.
forget that there are cameras.
That's
Honestly,
good.
you won't like have a conversation with someone and be careful what to say. If you do, you're not going to get very far because you really want to be honest. And people are going to start noticing, okay, like this person is kind of
Yes.
hiding a little bit of something. This person's not giving us the whole truth. And obviously you want the public to like you. You have to give them everything you can. I'm honest, I'm kind, I'm genuine. I like to get to know people. Show it, you know, show it. And it's funny because sometimes in there, it's like you tell someone something and you tell someone else something else, but you forget that you're being recorded, and eventually it will come out.
Yes,
it
so
it will come out.
Check.
So in a way, be honest. Don't stay saying, okay, I have to be careful what to say. No, be honest. It's better than having to always state yourself, I'm being watched, I have to be careful what to say, I have to be careful what to say to this person about my life and stuff. Be honest, be open
You
and
need to
honest.
forget all about that.
About the insecurities part, I had much more insecurities coming out of there rather than I was in there.
Okay.
Very
Personally,
interesting.
myself, I
Okay.
had much more insecurities outside
Okay.
rather than inside. Inside, you are in the same place. No one is watching you except the people you are with. You start
So you
getting
don't
comfortable
feel
with these people. Sorry.
No, completely.
You start getting comfortable with these people 2 or 3 days after. You are very, very comfortable with each other. Very comfortable with each other. And you don't... I didn't feel insecure in there. Maybe some days where... Like the food that we were eating was quite like... oily and tempting, so some of the days where I'm really bored, I'm just eating those Maxi Buns and McDonald's. And it's you have to stay every day in a bikini. That's fine, but you can also choose to wear shorts if you like. You can choose to wear a cover up if you like. So don't feel
So to Randa,
insecure. There's no reason for you to feel insecure. If you are choosing to go on a TV show and now that season 2 is coming up and season 1 is already out, you know what exposure you're gonna get.
you
You
know
know,
what to
how many
expect.
people are watching you. If you're gonna go on there, be confident with yourself. How are you going to trust other people? how are you going to build a genuine connection of love and trust without being confident with yourself? You know?
The thing is,
It's a
but
good test.
I guess like you could be a confident person, you go in, but then
Yes.
you're put up against, for example, speaking for myself, if I were to go on and there were people that look like that look like Dale, Allen, and these good-looking guys, then obviously you're going to start comparing yourself. You know, it's a dating
Yes.
show at the end
That
of
is
the day.
when you have to say to yourself, I don't care who's in there. I am me. I am my own person. I am proud of myself. I love myself. And I'm going to go in there with my genuine character. And I am just going to be the best version of myself. You can't let someone else's looks bother you. You can't let
It's
someone
easier said
else's
than
looks
done,
bother
huh?
you.
It's
It
easier
is.
said
It
than
This
done.
is the mindset in there. It's very intense. It is very intense. There were times where I've cried
Yeah.
by myself, saying to myself, like, I don't feel pretty enough. I don't feel like slim enough, like confident enough to go out in my dress tonight. There were times where I hated the way I looked. And there are also times where you feel really confident and pretty when someone else is actually interested in you, you know?
Okay.
And
It's very normal to have those ups and downs too, as well.
when you get chosen by people, and when you're getting chosen, you are chosen based on your looks. So if you don't know the
Eżatt.
person's character, you do
Eżatt.
not have ever seen them before, you don't know how they are, how they act, what their attitude is, what their character is, someone is going to come in and choose you based on how you look, not your character. So obviously you can choose someone. For example, like Chelsea was with Nate and then she decided to go for Alan. Maybe she had a better connection with him. So that is where you see, okay, I like this person's character much better, so you go for their character as well. And you are just chosen based on how you look. So if you don't get chosen, it's gonna break you down,
Yeah.
obviously. So it's gonna make you feel insecure from that very first day.
Wow.
From the very first day you're in there.
You know
from
where you
the very
stand, Melowella.
Exactly.
You know, are people interested?
It's
Like, imagine
intense.
not being chosen
Imagine
at all. No
not
one
being
steps
chosen.
forward.
It's intense.
Yeah,
That
okay,
must-
Lala, this is gonna be a long 6 weeks, man. No one stepped forward.
Yeah,
Ma.
and that must be upsetting, obviously, because you're like, no one chose me. It's sad, you know, it's quite sad because, and then you stay thinking to yourself, okay, like, if I get to know this person and they chose someone else, will they always like the someone else's looks rather than me? You know?
Lalo, how much you start going back
it's
to that.
intense in there. It's very intense. You are in there every single day. You come out 1 hour or 2 hours every day for lunch and dinner, and that is it. You can, I think you leave the place that we're in to go on dates, like just outside of the villa. I remember where we were, there was a bit of a garden and they used to set up dates over there. Sometimes dates inside the villa, stuff like by the pool
Eżatt.
and stuff. And it's where we were, it wasn't that big, but I know for sure that I think they're renovating the same villa this year, but
Okay.
a bit bigger,
Okay.
a bit bigger.
Cool.
Exciting.
So that would be nice for it to be a bit big. The setup was great. The setup, like how they renovated it and
Yeah, it looked
reconstructed
fun,
it,
it
looked
looked cool.
exactly like how it was abroad, with like
Yeah.
little sticker
Yeah,
writing
it
on
was
the
cute,
mirror
yeah.
and stuff. It was really sweet. My advice is to take a lot of clothes. Take a lot of clothes because when I went, I don't know how it would be for you guys, but still take a lot of clothes and your own stuff like makeup and whatever, because you never know what you like and don't like if they buy
you never
clothes
know
for
what
you.
need.
But it will get intense in there. You will cry. You will want to leave. You will like get panic attacks and stuff. Like God knows, maybe I've had 1 or 2. And
You have someone to speak to in there.
you have someone to speak to,
That's
always
good.
on call. You
That's
can choose to
great,
speak.
it's
I
strong.
really, really strongly advise this. Go use this time to speak to this person because you will get out of there, even if it's for that 15 minutes. You can get out of there, talk to someone completely different from who you're with 24/7, and just take a breath. You know what? it's happening. I'm here. I've
But it's
done
important
so and
to feel
so.
supported like
Of
that.
course.
mhux hekk.
Just know that whenever you need help, someone will come running to the door all the time. You
That's
are
great.
always
great.
being
That's
watched.
great.
Everyone, you are protected in there. You
Uh-huh.
feel safe in there. I
great.
remember when I came out, I didn't feel that safe, even
Yeah,
though I was
b'daqqa
at
waħda
home
then
in my own bed,
it's-
because I'm like, okay, there's no one watching me. Like, what if something happens to me and stuff? You know what I mean?
No, fair enough.
Yeah. So
let me
it's
take
intense.
it. Let me take it back a little bit, just to kind of revisit a point that we made a bit earlier. Obviously, you mentioned that certain people maybe weren't like fully genuine in order to maybe get far in the competition, because it is a competition at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it is a
Um,
competition.
Who do you think played the game the most?
Who do I think played the game the most? I can't say that it was really a game for those that are still together now. Okay, wait. So Sven and Gabby, me and Dale. I'm not sure if there's no.
No,
I think
you
I think
are
you're
the
the
only
only
ones
ones still
together.
together.
Okay, who played the game?
It's a difficult question.
It is a quite a difficult
Because
question.
like where my mind goes is like Alan and Chelsea won, فهمت? And they got back together. That Kyle was previously on Licorice, so he knew how to be on camera. He knew how to be
Yes.
authentic.
course.
Authentic. He knew how to be
Authentic.
authentic on camera a little bit more. He had more experience.
More experience, yes.
Some people are just a little bit more maybe street smart, and they would like.
Okay.
So I don't
Okay.
know if you noticed
Okay.
someone being a bit.
So how I'm going to explain, how I will explain it to you is a bit of a build-up. So Dale and I are young. Gabby and Sven are young. And I think at a young age, you don't really look for money. Like you don't go into it saying like, I'm doing it for the money. You know what I mean?
You're going on Love Island.
You're young, and when you
You're doing it for
actually
fun,
find
Exactly.
someone that you really get along with, it doesn't even begin. And like you really get along with, and you really start to like. It doesn't even cross your mind that you're doing it for money. I don't think a lot of people went in there saying to themselves, "I'm doing it for the money." To be fair,
It didn't seem
like I
that
don't.
way, yeah.
I think people went in there to actually. Because they were curious. I was curious. I said, you
And
know
for
what?
fun,
I'm
no,
curious. I
for
think
fun.
a lot of
Looks
people
like
actually
so
went
much
in
fun.
there for fun. But obviously, you know that there is 10,000 euros to be won at the end.
Yeah.
And
Feel.
It's a nice
you
little
know,
bonus. So
Fionn.
yeah, it is
I might
nice.
step on a few toes for 10k, just like, you know.
Yeah, you could be a bit sneaky for 10k. You could be.
and before we close things off, because I
We're
think we need
closing
to,
things
I think
off.
I know.
Enjoying it.
I know I could continue speaking
enjoying
for
my-
hours.
Coke Zero from McDonald's.
0 calories.
I wanted to ask, how was that first conversation with Dave? Like once you left the villa, because when you're
Okay,
in there, you're always
okay.
being recorded. So
Okay,
you know you need to hold
okay.
back a bit. Imagine.
We never messaged before, ever. I wish I could speak so much more about my relationship with Dale. I have so much things I
Kemmu
would
hello,
love
by the way,
to
because I see
say.
him a lot around
Of
campus. He's really, really
course.
sweet. Like, there
A
مكلمني.
lovely, lovely boy. I'm not saying this just because he's my boyfriend. He's a lovely boy. Everyone loves him.
Yes.
Everybody. He's so down to earth. He will speak to anyone. He's very kind, caring, and loving. He does everything. Everything for me to see me happy. Everything. He will. For my birthday, he took me to Rome.
How sweet.
He took me.
Alright.
For Valentine's Day, the first Valentine's Day I've ever had. He took me to Hugo's hotel and
nice.
he made balloons for me. He gave me the best 2 days of my life.
Oh,
The
sweet.
best Valentine's Day I could have ever asked for.
Oh, sweet.
So the conversation, I wish I could speak so much more about him. I love him so much. I love
Today.
you so much forever.
I love you, Dale.
We all love you. The very first conversation we had was on text, because obviously not the very first conversation we had. The very
but
first
what after
conversation
the-
we had was face to face. I never met this person before in my life.
Must have felt weird texting, like.
It felt weird texting. I said, I'm gonna have to add him on Instagram now and Facebook and Messenger.
How
like
weird.
it's weird. It's so weird. Because you don't, like, when you come out, it's like, oh my god, he has Instagram. Like he's actually
How
he's
ironic,
apart,
because
like,
this
you
day
know?
and age, it's quite the opposite.
It
like,
is,
usually people
yeah.
meet
on
online.
online,
on social
yeah,
media,
yeah,
and
it's
then-
true. It's
it's
like you
quite-
brought the online to life.
As that,
Yeah.
you know everything about a person before you go on the first date
Oh,
with
for
them,
sure.
typically.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
that, it's like
So,
reverse
yeah.
engineering
How
a relationship. It's
interesting,
like,
Yeah, it was crazy. But when we first texted on Instagram, I still remember the first message he wrote me.
Oh,
Told me,
Bella.
"Hi." Actually, he was like, "Hi, I'm Dale. I'm 19. Wanna go on a date?"
How sweet,
How
how sweet. That's
good.
cute.
And I
That's
showed
cute.
him.
Also. Good
That's
riz.
so good.
Yes,
W.
yeah,
Dale.
relax, Bella.
Minya,
We had
how
no
it
idea
felt.
about it. No idea. I had no idea about it. When I came out and I'm saying, relax, Bella. What's this, Bella? And then I said, oh no, I remember him saying it. I remember him coming in, looking at Alan. He didn't, he
That's
said,
that.
relaxed.
Relaxed.
Relax.
And people say relax,
Relax,
Bella.
Bella.
Because he was sat down.
Bella.
He was the only one sat down. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
shouldn't relax,
Oh,
basically.
funny. man.
To this day, when I'm outside, I have people walk
Minya.
past us, relax, Bella, and they start walking really fast, and they're coming up to me and telling me, Mrs. Bella. Like, it's just so
How
sweet.
good, how
Like,
good.
people are very nice. I didn't expect like such kindness, but everyone's really nice.
That's
Actually,
good to hear,
everyone's
so
really
good.
nice. Everyone will come and speak to you. I watched you. I've been watching you. I
Hello.
supported you. Oh, I wish you guys won and stuff. Loads of people will come and speak to you. It's very nice to know that like everyone's really nice. Everyone's
Oh,
very
sweet.
nice.
That's really good to hear, man.
And some people would tell Dale like, in the beginning I wasn't sure, but now I love you. It's
Like,
really nice.
character development of Dale is
Ewa.
like taqra ktieb, ġifieri, it was
it's-
amazing.
He's great. He's just great. But when we started talking on Instagram, it was weird.
Yes.
It was
That was
really
weird. Much
weird.
bitekx.
It was no, not at all. Much bitnish. It was really weird. In fact, like I don't think we barely used to speak on message, which I found hard because I was with him every day, I used to talk to him every day. But we used to meet every day still. We used to go
cute.
swim and stuff. It was great. I met all of his friends. He met mine. I adore them. They're really great people. Really fun to be
Amazing, man.
around. It's genuinely just a very unexpected relationship. I feel like you have to be really lucky to actually find something like this or it come to you. But I was really lucky and I'm so glad that Ben Kamil met me for a coffee. Because if it wasn't for the coffee at Manouche, I don't think I would have gone on it. So Thanks.
So if you want good
Thanks
things
a
to happen
lot.
to you guys, go to Manouche, have a coffee,
yeah, go to Manouche, have a coffee, relax, Bella, and
and you'll get yourself a hunk
enjoy-
like
just
Dale.
do it.
Honestly,
Just
I
have
enjoyed
some
it.
fun, enjoy
I
it and
enjoyed
go
it a
for
lot.
it.
I enjoyed being in there. The only thing I will say is just be careful who you trust, but at the same time, try to get to know the person you are with as much as possible. Just in case. Like,
Yeah,
what
so-
if you never know. Dale was going to go to leave to university in Amsterdam in September.
Yes, yeah.
He only stayed in Malta because he met me. And he didn't want to leave me. So make sure you know about the person, where they're going, what their
Yeah,
interests
sure.
are, like if they're leaving, because you don't want to get into a relationship and they're going to leave.
Okay.
It's just a waste of time. So get to know the person and be honest. Be kind to everyone, even if they're not kind to you back. Even if they are not kind to you back, be kind to everyone, because it's not you or the other person it's not the other person that needs to see your kindness. We need to see your kindness, because if we're saying to ourselves, okay, this is a genuine person, I like this person. You want genuine people deserve to win. I
Yes.
think
And
in my
you see who's
opinion,
genuine after 36
yeah, for
episodes.
sure.
yeah.
In my opinion, it was Gabby and Sven who deserve to win as well. Because they were also second. I know that me and Dale were fourth, but if they had a chance, I really wish they would have won, because they are lovely. They're still together till this day. I will
They're
forever
cute,
talk
they're
very,
cutest,
very
yeah.
highly about them, because they always supported me when I was inside the villa, and me and Gabby got along very, very well. We were very close in age
Did
as well.
Sven never get the Nirvana tattoo? You
Don't know. I don't
Their
know.
first conversation, he was like, I want to get a Nirvana
I
tattoo
don't-
over
And she
here.
was like, everyone has a Nirvana.
Oh, she's funny. She's really funny.
funny.
Yeah, they're great. Everyone's great. Just be careful.
Yes, so much.
And if you're going in there, look after your mental health. Because when I
Prioritize
came
yourself.
out, the last thing I will say is that when I came out, it took me from the end of June till this year, beginning January, to
Anina.
actually start getting back to my normal life. To
Yeah.
actually stay saying to myself, okay, I'm going to go out today and people are going to look at me. I'm going to go out today and someone's going to pass a comment about me in a shop. You will get this stuff. It took me a very long time to also feel secure about myself, because you feel more insecure when a lot of people talk about you.
Yeah.
And it's very important to be careful who you make friends with when you come out.
Yes,
Because there will be someone who will hate on you
But then,
badly and will come and be your friend when you come out. And I've
Opportunistic.
experienced this, and it is a very, very nasty
people
thing.
that will use
Yeah.
you.
It's a very nasty.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
yeah,
Kam
Yeah.
naħmilkomx.
yeah,
Nice, we can end it there.
yeah.
Proset.